So, Ethan, what first gives you the impression that you're annoying someone?
Dates early.
And usually at what point?
It doesn't really take that long.
Are we talking weeks?
Keep going.
Days?
You're getting close.
Hours?
You're in the ballpark. Let me give you a hint. How long did it take you to get annoyed at me?
Instantly.
Bingo! It seems to have the gift to annoy people as quickly as I made them. At first, I thought it was just my face. But now I'm convinced it's more than that.
And these people, do they tell you you're annoying?
It's awful, Dr. Wells. There is almost immediate name calling. Sometimes it gets to be quite brutal. Idiot seems to be the favorite, but scumbag running a close second. I seem to have turned annoyance into an art form.
And so, when they tell you this apparently expected information,
That I am an idiot, annoying scumbag.
yes, what is your response?
Totally candid. I tell them to take a hike.
Okay, and their response to that?
I usually get the crap kicked out of me. We live in a very thin-skinned society. I'm glad we have the death penalty.
Ethan, for my own edification, why don't we role play a bit? Pretend you're meeting me for the first time at a very elegant party, and I'm standing next to you and I tell you, marvelous party, isn't it? What do you say?
Do you want to have some fun? Let's go to my place.
Oh my God!
Look, I'm much rather quick, but frankly, I haven't had a date for a long time, and basically that's all I'm interested in.
You, sir, are a pig!
Are we still role-playing?
I'm not sure. You really have a problem, don't you?
Well, I do lack a few social skills, if that's what you're thinking, right? But if you look at the way I handle things during our little role-playing, at no point of time did I seem anxious or desperate. In fact, the more we talk about it now, the more I'm inclined to think that all I possibly have is a minor personality defect, which I am sure someone of your stature and ability should be able to nip it in the bud in a much shorter time than what we originally planned. And I would hope at a more reasonable price. By the way, do you give senior discounts?
You're not a senior.
No, but if you do give them, it might make financial sense for me to wait.
Trust me, I'm going to do my best to get you out of here as soon as I can.
That sounds sort of hostile on your part.
I'm sorry if it did. However, the goal for all my patients is to get them back on the street as soon as I can, functioning as mentally sound citizens. And with you, I'll most likely be rushing the process. So, now then, how long have you had this
Minor personality defect?
if you insist?
Let me think. I would say, all my life.
Since childhood?
Before that,
Birth?
keep backing up.
What's left?
The womb. Even though I wasn't born yet, I could always tell when my mother found me annoying.
Really?
She would punch herself in the stomach.
And you remember her doing that?
Like it was yesterday. Which, as a matter of added information, somebody did punch me in the stomach yesterday.
Oh,
And none. We were standing inside a cafeteria next to one another, waiting to get a tray.
yes.
And I asked her, as politely as I could, if she wanted a divine experience in my place.
Please,
And
you can stop there.
she also whacked me over the head with the Bible. So much for the sanctity of a religion.
Ethan, just why so long to seek help?
Because it has never bothered me before. It has always bothered other people.
Yes, but why have you decided to do something about it now?
I'm very lonely, Dr. Wells. I was hoping I would eventually find someone who would love me unconditionally for the true self I am, the way I am. But it seems like it is not going to happen. I know changes need to be made.
They certainly do. However, I would like to point out that that's a very mature and a healthy attitude.
Oh, cut the bull crap, Wells. You don't have to patronize me. I may be annoying, but I'm not stupid. I know damn well it's a great attitude.
I was just trying to make an encouraging comment.
I don't care what you were trying to do. There was an implication there that I don't appreciate. It wouldn't hurt you in the least to remember that you're dealing with a very aware, and as I mentioned before, perceptive human being. So maybe you can try to be a little more sensitive.
Look, Mr. Steckler.
Please, I'm not finished yet. So maybe you can try to be a little more diplomatic, and especially when dealing with those unfortunate enough to possess as fragile a disposition as mine. And try to remember that. I did not come here to get my feelings hurt.
Mr. Steckler.
Ethan, I thought we settled on Ethan.
Look, I will not tolerate any more of your antagonistic and contrary behavior here.
No?
No.
Okay. Why don't we both try and watch it? Now, can we hurry this along? Have a quart of ice cream in my car.
I hope it melts all over your seat.
Look who is upset now.
Shall we continue?
Absolutely. Don't let me stop you.
Suppose we talk about you and the workplace.
Suppose we do.
Just, what is it that you do for a living?
I work for my dead father.
And exactly what does that mean?
Before he died, he hired some smart lawyers and accountants so that he would still be able to run the business even after he died. Nowadays, there are so many corporate loopholes, lawyers and accountants are able to do that. I was hoping he would have left the business for me.
But he didn't.
No, he didn't.
And you resented that.
Well, sure. I would have liked to have had his office. Here's a window there, as well as his own bathroom. Anyone with half a brain would realize that he doesn't need it now. I was really mad about it. In fact, I was going to quit. But I didn't want to give him the satisfaction.
So there was conflict between you and your father.
No, not at all. Why do you jump to these conclusions, Dr. Wells? That is very unprofessional.
Okay, no conflict.
No, there was absolutely no conflict between us.
None?
None. He just wouldn't talk to me. And believe me, I had no problem with that. There has to be some sort of communication between people or there has to be conflict. And we had none. So there was no conflict. My goodness, I thought they would teach you that in basic therapy.
It would help matters if you tried to be not so hostile.
Hostile? Listen, I have been called annoying, but I have never been called hostile. I hate the word hostile and I wish you would never use it.
You used the word hostile. You called me hostile.
That's different. I'm paying you. I have the right. You know, Dr. Wells, I sense this growing resentment towards me on your part, and frankly, I don't really need that. Certainly not from someone whom I have just met and who thinks she can take all the liberties in assuming who and what I really am. It's not acceptable. Not at all. Can we move on, please? I think we're getting bogged down. On the other hand, I think we're making great progress. What do you think?
Frankly, I don't know what you're thinking. You are some piece of work.
Thank you.
Okay, now, can we talk about your mother?
I would rather we don't.
I would rather we did.
Okay. Just please don't cry any more than you absolutely need to. It's not a very pleasant area.
Is she still living?
No, she died several months after my father.
I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be. You're a was a blessing.
Really?
Trust me. After her fall from the train, she was never really the same. She couldn't even remember who I was.
She fell from a train?
Fell, pushed. How does it matter? It's all behind me now. God, when I think back at the police questioning me day and night, just because of the few scratch marks on my face?
The police suspected you?
No! What the hell gave you that idea? Besides, it was all circumstantial evidence. I was taking her to Florida for a birthday. It was a very uneventful trip until we hit Maryland when the train went into a tunnel and she went under the train. That's not uncommon with older people, right? Anyway, the investigation is still going on and my lawyer advised me not to talk about that with anyone. So let's drop it, okay?
Fine. Now then, before she died, how was your relationship with your mother then?
It was wonderful. Believe it or not, I was a favorite.
Well, that's good to hear. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
None. But she had lots of pets. You know, birds, cats, snakes and the like. And among them, I was her favorite. At least, that's what she always told me. And I really had no reason to doubt her. Of course, when they read her will, and I realized she left everything for the cats, that really bugged the hell out of me. But now, those will all be soon settled in the courts, and to my favor, now that all those stupid animals are dead.
They are dead?
It was this terrible tragedy. It was this huge fire. But I really don't want to talk about that because my lawyer advised me not to talk about that with anyone.
Ethan, did you love your parents?
For the most part.
Tell me about the part when you didn't love them. What were the circumstances there?
I hated it when they would always stop talking to me whenever I entered the room.
And
That's about it.
so the rest of the time you loved them?
Well, actually no. Especially when they would punish me.
For doing what?
You know, ordinary kid mischief, like setting things on fire, stealing money from my mother's purse, breaking windows, killing cats, all the usual stuff that little boys do.
They sound pretty awful.
Really? I don't think they were that bad. Of course, times change and some of those stuff probably looks a lot more antisocial by today's standards. But trust me, at the time I was growing up, I was exhibiting highly typical behavior of a 22-year-old.
I'm sorry, but killing cats at any age is never and will never be what I would call highly typical behavior of anyone.
You must have had a very sheltered childhood.
I had a very proper and a socially acceptable childhood, which did not involve cat killing or arson or murdering one's mother.
So what are you saying? That you're better than me? Is that what they taught you? Make the patient feel worse than what he already does?
I'm sorry. I was just trying.
You've got to learn about feelings, Dr. Well. And I shouldn't be the person to point it out. Can we move on, please? Damn it. What some people charge $150 an hour for is criminal.